press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hi students, so in the previous class we were discussing about the basics of probability. Now we shall continue and understand little more about probability. So you understood that an experiment is a job which produces some specific results. It will produce some results or outcomes. They are known as events. So, in tossing a coin itself is an experiment. If you toss a single coin, it is an experiment and it produces two outcomes. So, either head or tail, and each cannot happen at a time. So, either head can happen or tail can happen. So, they are known as mutually exclusive events. So, there are each trial equally likely. See, head or tail having equal chance. We do not know which one will come up, head or tail. Both will have equal chance to happen. So, they are known as equally likely events. So, head coming up is a event which is having equal chance, and tail coming up is also an event which is also having equal chance. So, either one of those two can happen. So, to establish that they have equal chance, let us understand this table. Number of times, if you perform this tossing a coin several number of times, and if you tabulate the data like this, so number of times the coin is tossed. So, let us say the coin is tossed 10 times. 10 times in one series, and 2 times we got head and 8 times we got tail on top. 2 times head on top, 8 times tail on top. So, cumulative head. So, here how we calculate the number of times head appeared up to this experiment, that is cumulative. We say this is 2 by 10. So, total number of trial is 10. Head has appeared 2 times, total number of trial is 10. So, therefore, here its probability becomes 0.2. Now, in this case it is 8 by 10, it is equal to 0.8. Now, suppose if we enhance the trials, 15 times the coin is tossed and the results we obtained are, say, 6 times head and 9 times tail. So, here what we do is to have the cumulative H. Cumulative H means 6 by 8. See, totally now we have tossed coin 25 times, 10 plus 15. So, 8 plus 6, 2 plus 6 is 8. So, I will write here this is 2 plus 6 divided by total trials are 25, 10 plus 15. So, this equals 8 by 25. So, 8 by 25. So, 8 by 25. So, we will get 0.32 probability. 0.32. So, in this case 8 plus 9, 17 divided by 25, 10 plus 15, total cumulative trial is 25 only, it is 25. So this equals 0.68. 0.68. Suppose another trial we did for 25 times, and if the results obtained are say 13 and 12, so in this case cumulative total will be 2 plus 6 8, 8 plus 13, 13 plus 8 is 21, 21 divided by see 10 plus 15, 25 plus 25, 50, 21 by 50, so that equals. So we have tossed 50 times. Out of 50 times, 21 times head has come on top. So that is known as 21 divided by 50. So therefore, the probability of H in this case is, so 21 by 50 is 0.42. So here it happens 8 plus 9 is 17, 17 plus 12, 17 plus 12, so it is 29, 29 by 50, 29 by 50. So this equals 42, this is 42 and this is 58, 0.58, you can see. Now, so finally, if one more trial is done for 50, so let us say 50 times the coin is tossed and we got 24 times head and 26 times tail. So cumulative total will be 50 plus 25, 75 plus 100. So 100 times we have tossed the coin, and so 21 up to this 21 plus 24, 21 plus 24, that is 45. So this equals 0.45, and here it is 55 times. You can see this is 29 plus 26 is 55, 55 by 100, 55 by 100 equals 0.55. If you see the result, what you can observe is, see, if you toss a coin once, we may get head or tail. So in such a case, what happens? If we got a head, the probability of head becomes, see, one time we have tossed and we have got the head. So that means 100% its probability. And the other event, tail, will get 0 probability. Or sometimes we may get, when you toss a coin, you may get a tail, this becomes 100%, this becomes 0. But that will not be the case when the number of trials are enhanced. So this establishes, you can see here, for smaller trials, smaller number of trials, when 10 trials are there, this is 0.2 and this is 0.8. The difference between these two is much more. So now this is 0.2 and 0.8. 0.6 is the difference. Now for 15 it is 0.3 and 0.6. The difference has shrunken. And for another 25, the cumulative effect 0.4 and 0.42 and 0.55. That means they are almost becoming equal. So for 100, you can see this is 0.45 and 0.55. So that means as the number of trials increases, the chance of getting H or T goes on equal. That is known as the equally likely events. H or T are equally likely events. So therefore, as the number of trials increases, all the possible events, there are only in this experiment there are only 2 events, possible events. they will have equal chance of occurring. So now, to understand in a little more better way, we will take up one more trial. So we will take up the trial to rolling of a dice. So I will change this now, rolling of a dice. See, it's another experiment. So any number of times. So dice, you must have understood. I will show you. A dice is a cubical thing which is having dots on it with 1 to 6. You can see this is dot 1. The cube is having, as you know, 6 faces. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, top and bottom. It will have 6 faces. So on 6 faces, this 6 different dots are written. This is 1, this is 2. Face 2, or you can see the face which reads 2 dots, and this is 3 dots, and this is 4 dots, and this is 5 dots, and the other face is 6 dots. When we throw this randomly, we will have any one of these 6 faces, face with dot 1, 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots, 5 dots or 6 dots on the top. So each of the face or each of the number is having equal probability. So now the number of times, see here, the possible equally likely events or see, in case of a coin tossing, there are only 2 possibilities. Here we can get one on top, that means with 1 dot, or 2 on top, 3 on top, 4 on top, 5 on top, or 6 on top. So we can get any one of these 6. So that means the probability of getting 1 is, see, 1 by 6. There are 6 total chances. We can get any one of this. So therefore, our probability of getting 2 is also 1 in 6, because this is 1 among 6, this is 1 among 6, this is 1 among 6. So probability of all these are 1 upon 6. So now if you take up the experiment, number of times dice is rolled, and number of times scores, 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 turn up. So here we may get score 1 with a single dot, we call it as a score 1, score 2, score 3, score 4, score 5 and score 6. So now when we toss a coin, roll a dice, we will get this kind of 6 chances. A single dice is thrown, let us say 10 times. 10 times. See, a single dice is rolled 10 times. The possible, say let us say 2, 1, 1, 0, 2, 4. So 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 4, 10. So out of 10 trials, we got the score 1, that is single dot at the top 2 times and 2 dot at the top 1 time, 3 dot at the top 1 time, 4 has never occurred in this case and 5 has occurred 2 times and 6 has occurred 4 times. If you add these, you must get 10 because we have made 10 trials and every time at the top which a score has come, we will record it. So therefore 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 4 10. So 10 trials or results are like this. Now the probability vary here, though they are having equal chance, any one of them come up. So if you make more number of trials as in the previous case, we will find out they are having equal chance of coming up. So now let us take 20 trials. So 20 trials, say 4 3 1 3 6 3, let us say. So 4 plus 3 7, 7 8, 8 plus 3 11, 11 plus 9. So we will get 20. We will get 20. Now let us take up another trial 30 times. So 30 times 6 5 8. Say 6 5 8, total should be 30 in the horizontal line. So 3 4 4, you can total now 11 plus 8, 19, 19 plus 3, 22 plus 8, 30. So these are the trials. Now if you total these, cumulative total. So we have made totally 30 plus 50 plus 10, 60 trials we have made. 60 trials. So here we got 12, 6 plus 4, 10, 10 plus 2, 12. This is 9. Here we got 10. Here we got 6. This is 12 again. 11 trials. So now total is 60. So in this case, the probability of 1 becomes 12 divided by 60. Probability of 2 becomes 9 divided by 60, 10 divided by 60 and so on. So likewise we calculate So this becomes 0.12, 0.2. This is 12 by 60, 12 by 60, 0.2, 0.15, 0.17, 0.15, 0.17, and 6 by 60 is 0.1, this is 0.1, this is 0.2, and lastly you get 0.18, 0.18. So these are the probabilities of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 60 results. So you can see here, in a small number of trials 4 was having only 0 and 6 was having highest probability. But as the trials increases, everyone will have a share, and at the end, even if you add some more trials, they all will becomes equal. That means 1 by 6 chance, they will come 1 by 6 chance. So one more thing you should remember here, the sum of all these events, probability of all the events is always equal to 1, because see, we have made 60 trials. So in 60 trials, each will have a share, and if you enhance these all will become equal. So this is about the important thing you should know is all these occurrings or events 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elementary events in rolling a dice are having equal chance of coming on top. So now ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಡೈಸನ್ನು ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 6 ಬಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ 6 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಸಲ ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ 5 ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬಂದರೆ 5 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ, ಆಲ್ 6 ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 60 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, 100 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, 200 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್, 300 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ವಿಲ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ಲಿ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದೂ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಂದಿರ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಈಕ್ವಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ಲಿ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಟ್ರಯಲ್. Now, so next heading will be denoting. That means representing. Events and probability of an event. Probability of an event. This is the heading. Denoting. How we denote the, say in an experiment, all possible outcomes are known as events, that you know. Suppose in tossing a coin there are 2 events, so head on top, tail on top. So what we do is we name them as, say, A, B, C, D, or E1, E2, etc. So, and the probability of an event is represented by P. So therefore, if I say P A, let us say P, let us say A, and if A represents the head on top, then we read it as probability of head on top. So we represent it by PA or P even, let us say. So both, sometimes we use E1, E2, E3, E4 like that. P E1 means probability of event 1. Event 1 may be head on top or head on tail. So in whatever manner we assume. So therefore, suppose A represents head on top, then PA represents the probability of head on top, So that is what we have to understand. Now I will write 2-3 sentences, simple notes on that. In any trial, all the possible results are. In any trial, all the possible results are called outcomes or events. Outcomes or events. Outcomes or events. All events in a trial will have equal chance of occurring. Events are represented by A, B, C, etc. They are represented like this, or E1, E2, E3, etc. So both the way they are represented, and probability of an event is represented by P. Now if if getting head on top is represented by E1, let us say, then P bracket E1 represents represents probability of head on top. Head on top. Now we will go to the formula, important formula, and there onwards we will solve the problems. See, as we know, probability is ratio of number of favorable cases. Probability is ratio of favorable outcomes or events. Probability is the ratio of number of you can write number of favorable events to the total number of trials. We put it as probability E equals, see, probability E equals probability E1, let us say there are two possibilities, we can say number of trials in which E1 has occurred. E1 has occurred or E1 has happened. E1 has occurred. OCCU or ED. So now divided by total number of trials. So similarly, PE2, if you want to calculate the probability of another event E2, so we write number of trials in which E2 has occurred divided by total number of trials. See, both are same formula, only thing is in the numerator. See, I will give you a simple example at this juncture. Suppose if you have tossed a coin 10 times, 10 times you have tossed a coin, and in that trial or in that experiment you have got say 6 times head and 4 times tail, let us say. So therefore, if I call this head event as E1 and tail is event as E2, so then what happens? Probability of the getting head, so that is probability of E1, we call this as will be the total number of trials in which E has appeared. So in this particular case, E has appeared, E1 means head in this case, so therefore 6 divided by total number of trials is 10, so therefore it is 10, so therefore the probability becomes 0.6. and PE2 in this case, PE2, this is E2 in this case is getting tail on top, so therefore probability of getting tail on top, E2 is tail on top, is 4 divided by 10, 4 divided by 10, so this equals 0.4. So this is how we have to calculate. This is one of the basic formula which you use in calculating in almost all the problems. So remember this, probability equals number of trials in which E1 has occurred. ನಾವು ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಬಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕೋ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೋಟಲ್ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ನಾವು So now we shall understand two more important thing. Probability of a sure event. Probability of sure, or we say certain event. Certain event. So probability of certain event, you can write here, is always 1. Is always 1. So how it comes 1, we shall understand it. So now, suppose if I take probability of getting head or tail, if I take this as the probability in tossing a coin, so what happens? If you toss the coin 10 times, every time you will get a head or tail, and it satisfies this condition, getting head or tail. See, therefore if I toss 10 times, so you will get head, tail. You may get 6 times here, you may get 4 times here. You have got any one of these two. Every time you have got a head or tail, totally it's 10. So therefore, head or tail means what we have to calculate is if I call this event as, let us say, E3. E3 is denoted by getting head or tail. Probability of E3 head or tail equals head or tail means, see, 6 plus 4 divided by total number of trials. Total number of trials is 10, that is 10 plus 10 is 1. So therefore we say it is a sure event. Definitely that will happen. So now I will take up probability of Impossible event. Impossible event. So how to understand this? See, suppose the event, if I take getting head and tail. Suppose if I name an event like this, head and tail. So you know that when you toss a coin, head and tail result cannot come. You will get a head or a tail, both cannot come. So therefore, if I name this as say E4, then probability of E4, that is getting head and tail. So getting both is always 0 divided by any number of trials you do, 10 trials, 20 trials, 30 trials, it will be 0. So therefore, the probability of an impossible event is 0. Remember this, probability of a certain event or sure event is always 1 and probability of a impossible event is 0. So I will give you one more example for impossible event. When you roll a dice, so what are the possibilities? There are only 6 possibilities. Either you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. If I say the possibility of getting 7 possibility of getting 7 is a probability. If I wanted to calculate, we know that we can get only from 1 to 6, 7 cannot come, so therefore it becomes a impossible event. So probability of getting 7 on top when a dice is rolled is an impossible event. Impossible event. So if I name this as let us say E represents the getting 7, or I will say E7. This is its possibility is 0 when a dice is rolled. Probability of getting 7 when a dice is rolled is 0, because we can get from 1 to 6, we cannot get 7, therefore it is impossible event. Now I will take up one problem. So from your book, I will take up the first solved problem itself. Example 1. Solved is there in your book also. It is in page number 277. You can see it and understand. you understand the basics, the problems will be easy, my students. Make some practice. A coin is tossed. A coin is tossed. Thousand times. With the following frequency. With the following frequency. Frequencies. Head 455, tail 545, head 455, tail 445. See, you can solve like this. Answer. See, total number of trials you can write. Total number of trials. See, as you can see, coin is tossed 1000 times. You can write 1000, 1000. Now, see, there are two events, head on top, tail on top. You can name them. Let E1, I will call them as E1 denotes head on top. E1 denotes head on top. Here it is given E1 equals 455. You write like this. E1 equals 455. Now, E2 denotes tail on top. So, E2, it is given 545. Now, you can write the formula now. So, therefore, probability of see E1, let us say E1, that means probability of head on top, tail on top. Probability of E1 is probability of head on top. We represent it as PE1. Put the bracket. This equals. See, total number of trials in which head on top appeared. So, or I will write total trials where E1 occurred. So, divided by total number of trials. So, this equals PE1. So, this means probability of head on top, because E represents head on top. Probability of head on top equals it is 455 times it has appeared divided by 1000. So, this equals 0.455. Now I will write the second one at the top. Now this is probability of E1. So now probability of E2, probability of E2. E2 is tile on top. So E2, that is I will write tile on top. So it is written as probability of E2 equals, see, total number of trials, where E2 has appeared, E2 has appeared or occurred, OCCU or ED, occurred, divided by total number of trials. So this equals, so it is E2 is 545, total trials is 1000, so therefore 0.545 is the probability of occurring tile on top in this particular problem. So quickly I will take up one more problem. See, second problem, it is also solved in your textbook, example 2. Example 2 in page number 277, you can see 2 coins are tossed simultaneously 500 times. Coins tossed 500 times. Now, two heads. See, 2 coins, remember this. 2 coins simultaneously tossed. 2 coins at a time. So 2 heads. 105 times appeared. 1 head 275 times no head 120 times. So now find the probability of occurrence of each of these events. So these are events. 2 heads, occurring 2 heads is one event, occurring 1 head is one event, no head is another event. So here one thing you have to understand, when 2 coins are tossed at a time, so possible events when 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, that is at a time, simultaneously the possible events. This you understand first. Events. What will happen? Two coins are cast. So you may get both are head at a time. One time you toss two coins, you may get both head, or you may get both tail. What are the other possibility? You may get one head, another tail. So these are the three elementary events in this experiment. So you may get both head, both tail, or one head and one tail. So in the given problem, we are supposed to find these are the events, two heads event. Probability we have to find out. One head means the other will be tail only. It is understood. And no head means no head is same as both tail occurring both tail. So here it is called as no head. So these are the three possibilities. So now what we have to do? Let E1 denotes two heads, probability two heads, that is 105 in this case, and E2 denotes one head probability, and that is 275 in this case, and E3 represents no head. So E3 denotes no head. So that's equals 120 times. That means 120 times head has not appeared. One head has appeared 275 times. Two head has appeared 125 times. And total trials 500. Total trials 500. So therefore, I will write probability of two head, probability of E1 equals, so I will write probability of two head, or I will write this as PE1 equals number of times E1 has appeared, that is 105. I will write the formula, number of times E1 occurred divided by total trial. So this is how we have to do. This equals 105 divided by 500 equals 105 divided by 500, 0.21. This is there in your book, only for practice I am doing it. Now probability of E2. Next item, probability of E2 is probability of one hedge is on the same basis, it is 275 divided by 500, that equals So 0.55 and probability of E3 equals E3 has appeared 120 times, 120 divided by 500, that equals 0.24. 0.24. See, you observe one thing here. These are the elementary event in this trial 500 times. The probability of these three total, that is 0.21, 0.55, 0.54, should always be equal to 1. The sum of the probability, this is 0.21, 0.55, 0.11 is 1. Or I can say the probability of E1 plus probability of E2 plus probability of E3, probability of E3 equals, it is 1. It is always true, remember this. So thank you all. We shall continue in the next class.